It's minicamp and OTA season, and today we're going back to the Cleveland Browns. And we got all the clips on Shedeur Sanders for this week. We're going to watch him throw some bombs out there, toss some rockets on the field. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at all the clips from rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, training camp, workouts in between. That way we know what these players are doing behind the scenes. Your rookies, quarterback battles, veterans coming back from injuries, whatever it is, it's going to be here. Click that button, stop missing out. We're looking at Shedeur Sanders here today, and for the last few days, almost 8 minutes in clips, which is more than any other player out there. Sit back, watch, let's see what's going on with Shedeur Sanders, and I'll also talk about what I've read from collecting these clips. That's really what I learned, and it's from beat writers, other people seeing it, everything else. Nice toss from the back of the end zone. Boom, there we go, another good one. I will definitely say this, if you include rookie camp, we've been pretty solid wire to wire. I'll definitely say that. A little bit less work than the other quarterbacks. And one funny thing to note, so I've been doing these videos lately. They kind of get lost in the shuffle because I do a lot of these videos. But I like to, recently, I think it's fun, pull up the clips from the radio shows, like from Cleveland. It's mainly been Cleveland, of them talking about this quarterback battle. Here's him, little RPO action. And talk about what they're saying. The negative, the good, the bad, and then give my take after their take. I've got some new ones here that I want to talk about. I'm just going to say it right here. They're saying Kenny Pickett was the worst one in practice. That's what they're seeing from OTAs. It's Shaduer and Flacco, the main ones. Dylan Gabriel is what you kind of expect. He had some bad moments yesterday, especially his height was coming into play. Ball's getting batted down. Shadeur's been money, though. He's got a few less reps. I mean, asset-wise, he's the 5th-round pick. Again, like we said, we got to keep stacking days. We cannot have a run of bad days. Due to what's on the roster. And you also got to hope for Flacco to have a run of bad days. Flacco hasn't been bad, but it's also been very, very early in the process. So we're still working on getting things out. But we've been money. In these practices. It's still been practices, but things are ramping up. We went from rookie camp to just drills in rookie camp, 7-on-7s. They've been putting these guys under fire here. And now we're with the veterans on the team. And we're against faster, more experienced competition. And we're still competing. We're still holding our own out there. Ball's out there, back in the end zone. We saw that a few times. He's also building a good rapport with Harold Fannin. I loved him coming out of the draft as a prospect. I loved him coming out for the draft. A big-time prospect out of Bowling Green. Very productive. Looked good at the Senior Bowl. Moves well. Again, you're looking at Shedeur Sanders here. Getting this one out. Back corner. Nice. Nice throw. Cinematic footage. Again, there's Fannin right there. Got David Njoku. That's our king. But still, Fannin's a great addition. Run 2 tights. There we go. Getting it out there. He's got a pretty ball. It's good and accurate downfield. His drifting in the pocket, that's one thing I want to see, but that's going to be more in like training camp as things get more sticky when 11-11 when we get the pads on. I think things are going to come more. Look at the placement there, more towards the sideline so he can make a play and get upfield. The thing about this, things are going to come more ahead once we get to joint practices. That is the sticky part of training camp. That is when we're going to really know. On top of that, I didn't mention the radio shows. I think once you watch a couple of those videos, I think I've done 2 or 3 of them so far. I try to do about 1 a week. And I want to do different teams as well because I'm catching some funny stuff with the Bears. Like, I noticed in the comment section, I do read some of it. It's some of you guys call those guys insiders. I think when you really listen to some of them and you really break it down, I think they're more like me and you guys. We're just fans that's really into this. And they get the opportunity to talk on the radio, and they're stretched out by having to talk on the radio a lot. I think that comes to a head because some of it, like if you put and connect the dots, you understand what I'm talking about. I see good touch, good placement. Like I've been saying throughout the draft process, that back fade, that back corner of the end zone, he's money. He's money on that. He is money. That's what I like about his game. Or by the sidelines, he's money on that with good touch. There. Showing that again. That is the money game. That I could definitely see like him being on the field just hitting Njoku with that. Like the play breaking down, we have to roll out a bit. We hit Njoku, we find that. I could definitely watch that be like the highlight play of his season. Another thing you got to think about, he's a rookie too, so you got to give him grace. So I understand a lot of people are excited, but you also got to give him grace. Just allow him to develop, allow him to be a rookie, allow him to have his rookie moments. Again, though, fifth round pick with everything else around him, we do have to stack our days fast, and we have to be pristine. More pristine to compared to a lot of other top quarterbacks that come out for a draft due to the draft capital, no sunk cost invested, and on top of that, we all know we have to keep our days stacked. But things have been looking good; they have been stacked. Joe Flacco is the warhorse veteran, but he'll throw picks. He'll throw picks. He's not the perfect quarterback. Dylan Gabriel. So there was a lot on him and Shaduer as the quarterback battle. I think you got to just look at them as different assets. I think you just got to look at them as different assets for the quarterback position. You got Shedeur Sanders, is more of like an upside starter. Like, he's got more starter potential. Dylan Gabriel is a safe developmental backup quarterback. That's hard to explain. That they're different types. Like, he's a developmental quarterback that you can definitely see that definitely has the potential to be in the league for a long time. Maybe having to run as a starter, holding it down for a good bit, then going back to being a backup, bouncing around teams, helping teams out, developing other quarterbacks, accurate passer, very calm, chill, collected in the pocket. Like, he has that in his game. Shaduer has a stronger arm, and a lot of people debated that, but he has a stronger arm than Gabriel. They're both accurate passers, but that deep ball accuracy of Shaduer, that makes him stand out in the practice limelight. That sure does. That practice is looking good with him. Like, he can make it rain downfield. He can definitely do that. And honestly, maybe falling to the 5th round and going to an ambiguous depth chart might be the best for him. Maybe that is what was needed for him to tap into his own upside. Maybe that is. Maybe that's how things got to play out. And now that if we play into that, we can step it up and really hit to our potential. Because, again, I've seen a lot of good prospects through the years, and it's not all like player good, player bad. Sometimes it's everything else with the team, change systems, everything else. And maybe this is just what's been in the cards for him, and we just step it up. But he's looking cool, calm, composed, collected. He looks like the dude back there. He looks like the dude back there. Now, going back to this. So when I do those videos on the radio stations talking about this quarterback battle or other quarterbacks, the headlines on those are really hard to make because it's like what I say and they say. I usually go off of what they're saying for those, so go off of that. On top of that, I think I have fun with that, making fun of it, making fun of them. It's just all fun, especially when they're saying crazy stuff. Like, one of them was saying they wanted Kenny Pickett to be the guy, and I'm very anti Kenny Pickett, and I'm pretty down with it being anti Kenny Pickett. Like, I did not like him coming out of the draft. Jordan Addison propped him up a good bit. That was a horrible quarterback class. I did not even have one of the best quarterbacks in that class. I thought it was a bad one. I thought the Steelers shouldn't have made that selection. I'm sure a lot of people was on board with that. I didn't really understand the move the Browns made. I do not understand a lot of things of the Browns. I think he's going to surpass Pickett pretty easy. I think he's a better prospect than Pickett pretty easy. I think that's going to be pretty easy for him to do. I think Pickett is the guy they got to think about getting rid of. They got to think about getting rid of a quarterback unless he starts stacking some days. He might do that. He's a veteran in the league. They talk very well about him. Again, they said Pickett looked like the worst one. If I'm gauging from the clips, it's Gabriel, but I don't think it really matters that much. But I can also tell you Flacco and Shedeur's been looking solid, but it's been limited. And also, I don't know if there's other things out there than these clips, but it's also a shit ton of clips, a shit ton of them. These are like last couple days. But there you go. Shedeur Sanders is rocking and rolling. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.